Hey guys, my name is Moseley Matheson. I'm a criminal defense attorney in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm with the Matheson and Associate Law Firm. I want to talk to you a little bit today about why you might want to consider hiring a private attorney as opposed to maybe asking for a court-appointed attorney. Number one, the court-appointed attorneys in North Carolina basically is broken up into two groups. One is the Public Defender's Office and one is actually court-appointed attorneys. Public defenders are individuals that are employees of the state. They work in the Public Defender's Office. They're criminal defense attorneys. Court-appointed attorneys are private practicing attorneys that have agreements with the state to take on a certain number of cases for people that have requested court-appointed. Under both circumstances, you would be retaining or being represented by a criminal defense attorney. One of the issues that may come up with those individuals as opposed to somebody that's in private practice is caseload. Both public defenders as well as people that typically are doing court-appointed work have a much larger caseload than somebody who's been hired privately. That's not to say that in any way their representation is not going to be one of quality, but you may find that their communication with you may not be quite as good, or the ability to reach them and discuss your case with them is going to be a little bit harder because they're going to be covering more cases for longer period of times in court and have less time in between court to handle it. One of the other things that you do have to consider when considering hiring private counsel as opposed to court-appointed or even the Public Defender's Office is what kind of attorney am I getting? The court assigns you an attorney. You do not have the luxury of saying, well, I want this attorney or I want that attorney, I want someone with this number of years experience, I want somebody who's a former prosecutor. You don't have that as a selection. You don't get to kind of pick and choose and meet the people and decide who it is that's going to represent you. I know plenty of public defenders, I know plenty of attorneys that are on court-appointed lists. These people are people that I consider to be highly trained and very good at their jobs, but that's not every member of the public defender or the court-appointed list. There are attorneys that come right out of law school and the first thing they do is get onto a court-appointed list, so you might be getting somebody who's got less than 1 year experience or almost no experience representing you. Same thing with getting in the Public Defender's Office. They've got a little bit more support because they are working with seasoned professionals in that office, but especially those from the court-appointed list, it is going to be limited in terms of how much experience they may have and how much you know about their experience. Again, there are people that are seasoned attorneys that are on a court-appointed list, but again, you don't know, you don't get to pick, you don't get to choose. When you hire private counsel, you can look at their credentials, you can find out about the kind of work they're doing, who it is that the individual that you're hiring, what is their take on certain matters, and more importantly, how much experience do they have? Are they someone who's comfortable going to trial? Are they someone who's familiar with the statutes and the laws you're charged with? Have they been former prosecutors? Do they know what it's like to serve the state and prosecute cases, and therefore can develop their defenses in anticipation of that? So these are things to consider. Again, I am not in any way discouraging anybody from going with court-appointed. Like I said, I know plenty of attorneys that do that work, and they're very talented. But if you do want to make sure that you are getting somebody that you personally have vetted, you've looked into, and you're comfortable with their background, typically that's going to require you to hire private counsel, and that would be my recommendation is if you've got the means, look for private counsel to look out for your best interest for a criminal charge in North Carolina. I hope that helps. There'll be more videos to follow. For the time being, have a good day.